Hi, welcome to Optimal Health and Vitality After 50. My name is Trisha O'Hara. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So I did a video on the importance of balance and I showed a couple exercises and I had some subscribers ask if I could do some that were a little more challenging. So that is what I'm going to do today. So again, to recap, balance is very important especially for fall prevention, especially as we get older, because the leading cause of death for those over 65 is people falling, losing their balance and falling. And it's the injuries that they sustain that are life-threatening. So to prevent that, we want to work on our balance. We also want to work on our core, which I did a video on that, which I can link also to this video. But as mentioned before, for balance, you need three elements. You need your vision to be able to see your surroundings. You need the vestibular system, your inner ear to center your positioning. And also you need proprioception, which is your body's awareness in space. So if you take one of these away, it makes it a lot more challenging. So for instance, if I were to close my eyes, that would be a lot more challenging. Or I think some people that experience vertigo, I think that also has something to do with, because I think that affects your inner ear. So they have a problem with their balance if they have vertigo. Anyway, so we're going to start with some simple balance exercises. So I have a chair here for those that are really beginner. So if you have no balance, you can hold on to the chair and just balance on one leg. And you can do it, count to 5 or, time yourself 5 seconds, 10 seconds, work your way up. Now, if you don't need the chair and you can just balance like this, then you can just balance on one leg. Again, that you can start with 5 seconds, 10 seconds, work your way up. They actually did studies, the one leg test. There was an article in the New York Times that said that your balance, your ability to balance on one leg actually determines your length length of time, your rate of, sorry, how am I trying to say this? That people that didn't have great balance tended to die a lot earlier. And I guess that kind of makes sense because if you don't have great balance, then like I said before, you fall and injure yourself a lot easier. And it's injuries that you sustain that are life-threatening. So it's important that we start to work on our balance. Actually, with this one leg test, they did it on different subjects in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. The people in their 30s and 40s could hold this one leg balance test that I'm doing right now. They could hold it for about a minute and more. Once they went to the group of people in their 50s, that number dropped dramatically to about 40 seconds. And then people in their 60s, that number dropped down to about 20 seconds. And for the participants in their 70s, that number dropped down to 10 seconds. So I must be doing really good now because I think it's been a couple minutes now. I always stretch on one leg, brush my teeth on one leg. And I'm almost 60. So anyway, so you can start with just balancing on one leg. Now, if that is easy, then remember how I just said vision, you need vision as one of the elements for balance. So if I close my eyes, it's going to be a lot harder. I'm going to stop talking for a second. So I find if I focus on my breath, it makes it a lot easier. So it definitely is harder to balance on one leg and eyes closed and shoot the video. But I think I'm doing pretty good, right? I think. Anyway, so you can then go to closing your eyes. As you see, it's more challenging. Or you can take yourself to an unstable surface. Right now I'm on a very stable surface. I'm on a wooden floor. So now if I go to an unstable surface, I'll just take this little pillow here. And now the surface is unstable, so it's going to be a lot more challenging. And not for me, I mean, I don't have a problem with my balance, but for some people, it'll be a lot more challenging. Now, again, if I close my eyes, it definitely is more challenging with my eyes closed. So you can go from stable surface to unstable surface. Okay, so there is a progression with that. Now you can go into like a one leg squat. So again, the same thing. I can start with stable. I can drop down to a one leg squat. And if that is easy, then I can put myself on an unstable surface like I just did, or I can do it with my eyes closed. Let me just be quiet for a second. Yeah, you can see all those stabilizers firing now. I think blind people would have a really easy time at that. I actually used to have a blind client. They were very good at balance. Okay, so you can go into a squat. Now you can make it more, this is one I like to do, and when I'm a runner. So I like to do this one. It works on my balance. So I come up, I go down, touch, up, down, touch. And sometimes I do it with weights in my hands, which makes it harder. But you can do something like that, use a water bottle or a weight. You can do like 10 sets on each side, 10 reps on each side. Now you can also make it more dynamic by taking it into the different planes: emotional, sagittal, lateral, frontal, and transverse. So you can come something forward, stabilize, jump back, forward. Again, if you want to make it more challenging, you can close your eyes again, or you can put weights in your hands, which is going to make it a lot more challenging, and it's really going to force you to use your core more. Okay, so come forward, and I could also go side to side, shift the weight, okay, like that. I could go down, touch my toe. So again, all of this is working on your balance, because if you think about it, when you're walking, when you're running, you're always balancing, right? Because you're shifting your weight from one foot to the other as you're stepping. Did you know that's why a lot of old people shuffle? Because they're afraid to lose their balance. So they just kind of shuffle like this. They never really pick their foot up. But if you think about it, when you walk or you run, you're always shifting from one foot to the other. So again, these are some real basic exercises. Another one, if you want it even more advanced, I do this when I do it clockwise and counterclockwise. Sometimes I have weights in my hands, but this is a lot more advanced. So I drop it down to a squat. I come up. Now I take it into that transverse plane, because you have to remember, people forget that we move multiplanar, and a lot of sports are multiplanar, which a lot of people don't even know what I'm talking about, but the body moves in 3 planes of motion. So you want to train your body in the 3 planes of motion: sagittal, lateral, frontal, and transverse, like a tennis player. Okay, so I'll do this one. I'll drop it down to a squat. I'll come up and I'll rotate. I'll drop down, up. And then I'll go counterclockwise. You didn't see that. Okay, it wasn't a perfect 10. Anyway, so you can do both legs on that. That one's probably the most advanced. So as I showed you all these exercises, I went from basic to more advanced. Again, it's even more challenging if you do it with your eyes closed, and it's a lot more challenging if you put weights in your hands. Now, like I said in my other video, what's also imperative for balance is to strengthen your core. And I'm not talking about just the abdominals, because your whole torso is your core. I will link the videos at the end, but the stronger your core is, because it stabilizes your spine, that will also help with your balance. And if you're older, that will also help with falling and injury prevention. So again, I went with just standing on a stable surface to an unstable or assisted, then standing on a stable surface, one leg, then on an unstable surface, then with my eyes closed. Then I made it more dynamic by shifting my weight in the sagittal plane, lateral plane, and then the transverse plane. So I hope you found those helpful. Again, you can progress to doing like 5 reps, do it up to 10 reps, or you can do it for time. And I think you will find the more that you work this, the better balance you're going to have. In fact, I had one client, he came to me a few years ago, and his main objective with training with me was he wanted to improve his balance. So we've worked a lot on his balance. He's a rock climber also, and he wanted to be able to walk the slack line. So if you don't know what the slack line is, it's like a tightrope. So he can now, he's almost 60, and he can now walk the slack line. So I am so proud of him for putting in the work and dedication. So you can do it. Doesn't matter what your age is. That's one thing about exercise. You can really start at any age. And for me, being almost 60, I'm trying to show you that it is possible to be able to have balance. And I'm very, knock on wood, I'm very grateful that I don't have a problem with my balance. But I think if you start to do some of these exercises, you will find them to help immensely. Just take your time. Like I tell my clients, when you're working on your balance, just focus on your breath. Balance is not something you can rush. So when I'm doing this, let's say I'm doing with my eyes closed, I'm just focusing on my breath. I'm just breathing, inhaling, exhaling. It makes it a lot easier than if you try to rush it, then you're going to fall over. So anyway, I hope you found these helpful. If you did, please comment below. Let me know what you think. And it would really help me out because I'm making these videos for you guys, and it would be nice to know what people like and what they don't dislike. If you did like the video, please give it a like, share it with your friends. And please subscribe if you haven't already, because this channel is for you. I want you to go out and live the best life possible and have a healthy lifespan, and not just a lifespan, because we are living longer. So I hope you go out and have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye.